Hey everyone, welcome back to the Internet Nobodies. We've been here, just chilling, relaxing, same old, same old. I'm Freddie, and this is the podcast. And who do I have with me this time?
Hello, I'm Dale. I'm the sassy one.
Hi, I'm Pete, and I'm the pretty one.
Hi, I'm Terrell. I'm the funny one, and I'm the token.
I'm Freddie, and I'm the main character. And let's get into the podcast.
Whoop, 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 whoop. Special.
Is that a staple?
It's gonna be our special effects sound. Don't worry about it.
Freddy, main character, my friend. What are we talking about today?
Today we're gonna be talking about our favorite thing ever, harem anime, of course.
Hell yeah! I am gonna be the residential expert on this thing. All right, so I guess I'll just give my own rundown of what a harem description is. A harem.
Can I do a quick thing real quick? Because I did research, sir.
Well, research is one thing. Hearing it from an actual expert is another.
Damn.
snap.
I'm just kidding.
I mean, yeah.
You can go in with yours, and I'll just throw in whatever tidbits may be missing.
A harem is actually a domestic space in a Muslim household, actually. It's a room that only the female members of the family are allowed in. So that's weird.
Now that's a piece of history I didn't know.
Yeah, I was about to say, I actually didn't know that.
No.
But Pete, what is a harem anime?
So a harem anime is when one character is usually surrounded by other characters of the opposite sex, and they are the love interest of all those characters. But hey, it can be the same sex. We are now in the 21st century, and damned if I will not include Kaoru in the harem for Shinji and Evangelion series.
I'll take your word for it.
Oh, yeah.
Now, Pete, tell me, the main dude, the center of affection, he's usually probably incredibly amazing, right?
Nope. Now, here's the thing. Creators of anime assume that all anime fans are useless and generic and boring. So therefore, to make you feel more like, hey, that could be me, they make most protagonists pretty fucking dull. Like a wall, if you will.
Or like some kind of bread, like what's it called? Milk toast.
Milk
Where it's
toast.
just bland and generic.
Milk toast.
The whitest of bread.
Yeah, the whitest of breads.
Alright, well, I learned something today, clearly.
Listen, you wouldn't know anything about the white bread. You're all
Wow.
about the wheat bread.
You're not wrong! It's superior bread.
I will say not all harems fall into this, and not all harems are where it's just the main character is a male surrounded by females. Currently, ranked the highest harem would be Ouran High School Host Club, a classic that I absolutely love, which stars a female protagonist that is surrounded by many good-looking dudes, and, she is kind of the love interest for... Well, I wouldn't really say all of them. Few of them, definitely, but still surrounded by hot guys. It's great.
Yeah, like the twins flirt with her to make her uncomfortable, but like,
Well, one of them
That-
actually likes her, though.
oh yeah, that did
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah, one of them does.
It's been years since I've seen that show.
I've rewatched that show enough times to have it sealed into my memory.
Yeah, I want to say for, Oren, maybe half, if not a little under half of the main male cast, liked the main female chick. So,
Well, no, in terms of the cast, only two of the main male leads liked her, but there was a third that ended up falling in love with her after the fact, but he's a minor character.
I think as far as like main characters in harem anime goes, she was pretty cool.
No, yeah, she was great.
oh, she was the best.
She had personality.
She was a master of disguise.
Yeah. Oh yeah. By the way, for the maybe new generation of people, or the 12 to 2 people from our generation that haven't seen it, the main character has to pretend to be a dude because she's working in a male kind of escort type club where they just like cater to the females of the school, like kind of like dating them.
So let me kind of clarify on a little bit of that. It's not an escort like some people would assume. Some people. It was a high school host club, and a host
Well,
club is basically just like dudes just keeping chicks company. I don't know how to like accurately describe it to not paint it in a bad light.
Host and hostess clubs is the idea is that you go in, you speak to a very attractive male or female, depending on which one, and they just kind of pretend to date you
yeah.
for however long you can continue to afford that.
Yeah, that.
Hence the title, or in high school, host club.
And generally, it is frowned upon for the host or hostess to have sex with their clients.
Generally.
Generally. And then, of course, the people who, see them constantly will buy them gifts. It is a very profitable business.
Lot of lonely people out there.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure, most of us can attest to that. If not,
I have no
all
idea
of
what you're
us.
talking about.
But that's
I
not
plead
what
the
we're here to
fifth.
talk about. We are here to continue on the topic of the harem. Now, as I was saying prior, that is a prime example of a harem. Yet a lot seem to fall into the category of main character is a male with no personality and girls just like him because he's there. I will say, in my opinion, even though I've seen every single episode of it, I think the worst fucking example of this, or best example of a terrible harem, is Infinite Stratos. It is literally a show about the most one-dimensional main character I've ever seen, who is not only one-dimensional, he is also the most unnoticeable. Like, he doesn't understand, the fact that these girls like him. He does not pick up on anything. They could literally be sitting in their underwear saying, "I want to fuck you." And he'll be like, "Why would you want to do that to me? What did I do to you? Why you want to hurt me now?" And no, I want to perform, actions on you. And he's just like, "What kind of actions? You're going to roll
like-
for initiative?"
I like the idea of them being like, "I want to fuck you," and then it's like,
What?
just, they tone it down that much. Like, no, let's fuck, but not gonna say sex.
Yeah,
Can't
they're not
say
going to have
sex.
sex.
But all right,
it's
so I've seen both seasons of IS. Help me. Trigger my memory real quick, Pete.
help you
Didn't
paint a picture.
Yeah, didn't that happen in like season 2 with like the student council president, where she's showing up multiple times into his room wearing, I don't know, like the one time an apron,
Yeah.
but she had like a swimsuit under it. Then like there was another time where like they were both in the I almost said ICU, the school hospital.
I see
And she
you.
just hopped into his bed.
You're obviously your emergency room of every school, of course.
Yeah.
To be fair, I wouldn't be surprised this one had it, because the whole premise is that it takes place at an all-girls school, which is how they got this nobody in there, and he's the only man who can apparently pilot
A Gundam?
pretty much they're mechs.
Well,
Okay.
They're bodysuit mechs.
All right.
I
that
can't believe this is
That's
a mecha
called
anime.
Yeah,
power
that for
armor.
some
It is
reason-
a mecha. It's called power armor. If you
Power
want,
armor.
If you want the split.
Sounds like a
It is-
Power Ranger, like Power Up.
It is just the dumbest premise, because it is so they women are considered the most powerful on the planet, which is probably a better thing than our current world. But it's not because of anything other than the fact that the power armor that they invented apparently genetically somehow links to females, and
That's
only
weird.
and only females can pilot them for reasons unknown, and they never delve into it, except for some reason this guy is the first guy in history to be able to pilot one, because one reacted to him when he accidentally came across one. So now he's at the school that trains the pilots to become, pilots of these things, and he's the only dude in this entire school of girls. So that's how they got this dull person into a school with all these hot girls that just
yes.
want to fuck him silly, and he has no idea.
I love, generic, biased genderly biased contrivance like The Witcher. Girls can't be witchers. Why not? I don't know, it just kills them all. Like, like literally that's it. It's like, well, why are there no girl witchers? Well, the process has 100% mortality rate in girls.
Huh.
Why?
No idea. Genetics. All the
Yeah,
power
'cause
goes to the
that's,
vagina and explodes.
Well-
Definitely not because it was a like early 90s fantasy novel written in Europe.
Well, to like, all right, so like to take the IS thing, the Infinite Stratos thing, and kind of like flip it to a degree, not a full blown degree, but like there's a difference. You have something that oh my god, what is it called? I gotta look it up real quick. I just saw it, but there is an anime where a dude is like has this like Demon King power in him, and he goes to like a school, and it's kind of like the same story.
Oh,
but he's
I know
more awake
exactly
about
what
it.
you're talking
What is
about.
it, Pete? What is it? What's the name of that one?
It's another terrible one. Though.
Trinity 7.
Oh god, I looked up the main character from Infinite Stratos, and yeah, he is bland.
Yeah, Trinity 7. That's another one.
Like, well, the thing is, Infinite Stratos' main character is the poster boy for the blandest and most like. What's the term when you don't notice a girl's
Dense.
advanced? Yes, he is the.
Being Peter.
Listen. Shit.
I know when you were describing him, I'm like, huh? And you were going on earlier about how these characters are supposed to be relatable.
Denser than us.
Listen, the amount of times that I have been oblivious to women's advances
It's probably less
pales
than
in,
this guy.
pales in comparison to this one, because they will literally put his hand on a tit and be like, I'm assuming you know what I want you to do, and he'll just be like, what?
Are you trying to make me feel your heartbeat?
Yeah. Like,
Jesus
I'm not that bad. I am not that bad.
So yeah, the other one I was kind of bringing up is like Trinity 7. That one in my opinion is like okay. It's not as bad as like Infinite Stratos in terms of like dude is uber dense. The dude
No,
is
it's
just
not.
uber greedy. But it's not like a school full of girls. It's just that he's just in a situation where it's just like he's the strongest person out of the school. He has all the top 7 chicks of like highest magic abilities in the school, sorta after him, sorta not after him. Some of them didn't
Trying to
like him
jump
in the
up
beginning.
on that ass.
Yeah, it's like one of them definitely is trying to jump up on that, and then later on another one tries to jump up on that. It's that one's like you have like a scale of like, hey, this chick wants him, or hey, this chick doesn't want him. Like there is a scale, and he eventually does like some work, quote unquote, where it's just like, all right, now they all kind of want him.
Or, hey, this chick doesn't want him, but secretly does.
Yeah. The tsundere.
Yeah. Which there is one of them, but like she's not too bad about being soon.
Yeah, so as far as harem anime goes, like, what are some of the, like, trope girls? Like, the ones that are always there?
Well, I'm glad you asked. As I had literally just said before, the tsundere is probably the most used version of a trope, which is just a girl who is in love with the main character but refuses to admit it and instead shows her affection by violently beating his face in.
Well, not always so extreme, but yeah. Insulting him, being like, ugh, I can't believe it's you.
I feel like
Yeah.
the other one that's also like a major trope would be the kudare, who is just like not aggressive, but not like to a degree passive about it either. She's like the normal girl with a crush.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say, which is the one that's, like, the girl who is just so normal and generic that she's just basically gender swap main character.
Yeah, like kudare. That's what that is. I believe I got that correct.
The what?
The kudare.
The kudere?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's the... Well, no, kudere is more cool. They're like the... They're like not... They're like... They're more quiet, but they're definitely not reserved. They're just like... They'll, like, if you walk up to them, they'll be like, shut up, bitch.
Yeah, like the quiet badass.
Yeah,
Or,
quiet badass. You're thinking
like,
of the...
Like, for example, in,
You're thinking of the
I-
Nadeshko. Nadeshko,
Okay.
yeah, I don't know if you know
Okay,
what that
nerds,
is.
let's put this into terms people understand,
Gonna say,
aka
you're
me.
saying words I don't know.
So the Nadeshko is like the quote-unquote perfect waifu material, where she's ladylike, gentle, smart, and kind.
For example.
Okay.
Oh man. So I guess the first example would be oh man, like you can't just like there's so many characters you
Yeah,
can't just
I'm
That's
even
like
trying.
mean,
I'm even
that's
trying
like
to
a
finish the
show.
list.
pick a show. All right.
So what's something that people have seen or like that we know about? Like for example, I was gonna say before, like the Quiet Badass. You have High School of the Dead, the chick with the katana.
Yeah, she's
She,
pretty cool.
she's pretty cool.
She
She's not that quiet towards the latter half.
Oh no.
no. I would say she's probably like bordering on Yandere almost, just with her ability
I want to say she is Yandere.
I mean, I never finished the manga, so
I did. So at some point, just a real quick relapse, and we'll get back to it. But at some point, she does say that if dude dies, she's dying.
ugh.
Yeah.
She was
The only thing. The only thing I really remember about her is that one scene where they're like stuck in a temple, and then she like goes outside and kills like 30 zombies, and then just shouts about how wet she is. I'm just like,
well.
all right then.
Well, okay, so that she was also an extreme masochist, but that was the defining moment in High School of the Dead between her and him was that moment, and he became her strongest emotional support pillar. Where if anything happened to him, she would lose it, guaranteed, guaranteed. If that continued, if something happened to him, she would lose her shit. But yeah, yeah, there goes my computer for a hot second. But you have like the Kurare, which yeah is like the cool. I'm looking up now. The cool, like reserved one. If anyone's seen Angel Beats, you like the chick with the white hair in a weird
Oh
sense.
god, Angel
Actually-
Beats is so good.
Actually, one I've not seen.
It's not a harem
Dude, oh,
anime.
no.
It's more of a suspense
Right, you weren't
story or
around
something
when
like
we
that.
watched that.
But there's a few characters who like seem like a little emotionless, or they're just like very cool headed, or something like that. Those are the Kudares. Just now that I looked it up.
It was usually also like the wacky one, the dumb one.
Yes, the hyper one. The Genki is the hyper one, which is energetic and like crazy.
Then there's also the one that's underage and doesn't know what everyone's talking about.
The lolly.
But yeah, the young girl that is like, I also want to marry him, and they're like, you don't even understand
You
what is
don't-
going on here, child.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
You poor innocent soul, get out of here.
yeah, what's her face from Tenchi Muyo, the little sister to
Sasami.
that
Yeah.
princess, who's just like, I also want to marry Tenchi, and they're like,
Yeah,
he'd
all right.
go to jail.
They're like, yeah, all right. Yeah, you do that.
So actually, speaking of Tenchi Muyo, I
Actually,
would say, what was everyone's first harem anime they've seen?
Tenchi.
Yeah, Tenchi.
Probably Tenchi.
Yeah.
Or Love Hina. I'm trying to
That
remember.
was
Um,
probably my first manga.
I gotta think about this.
So I remember watching Love Hina on Winamp.
Love Hina was 1998.
It definitely had to have been Tenchi for me.
Tenchi Muyo was 94.
Yeah.
That's
it
because
was on
Tenchi was
Toonami.
just
Yeah.
like chilling on Toonami
Yeah.
back in the early 90s.
That's true. So it probably was Tenchi.
Because Toonami happened in 94? 94? If I'm not wrong? Here, let me look that one up.
I'm pretty sure that's what
94, 95.
pretty
yeah,
sure that's what
I think.
Mr. Dale here said.
Well, Toonami, we don't know when that
No,
started. but
Toonami
Oh,
started.
Toonami now.
Yeah.
Toonami started in 97.
So
Also,
Okay.
and
also,
Tenchi was one of the first lineups.
also keep in mind that's the manga I'm talking about.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
for me, it was definitely Tenchi. Because
Yeah.
Toonami started in 97, which the starting lineup was Sailor Moon, Dragon Ball Z, and I think Tenchi Muyo came on a few months after Toonami originally started.
What an amazing lineup.
Because I remember vividly, I've seen probably all of Sailor Moon and for sure all of Dragon Ball Z. Just by watching Toonami.
But yeah, actually, speaking of Love Hina, it's apparently the like prime example of harem anime. It's kind of like, even though it wasn't the first harem anime, it's considered like the one that set the standard.
The defining.
Yeah,
Made all the tropes.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, going back to Tenchi, I think Tenchi is definitely my favorite because it's not just a harem anime, it's also like a crazy sci-fi space opera.
Yeah.
It's
Space
really-
pirate.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's best waifu. Space pirate waifu.
Actually, I think Tenchi would be a good one to point at, where it has like some ounce of every trope in it, like in terms of like the female leads.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, those definitely had a lot of them. And, like, back in the day, I remember watching that and just being like, oh, man, all these girls really like him, but they're all so different.
Also, why?
Yeah, I never thought that. I never thought that. I never thought, why
Yeah.
this guy?
Yeah, so going down, we got Ryoko, space pirate. Who? What would you say she is? Is she the tsundere?
no.
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 She is not
She is
tsundere.
so
Yeah.
far from that.
She knows what she wants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She,
Okay. True.
She,
Yeah.
she
Yeah.
knows what she wants, and she will 100% go after that, and has.
If I had to guess, I mean, she can get really mad,
She
like,
was
at times. She could, like, definitely, but that's not what her personality was.
No.
She'd get mad at situational things.
I feel like she falls under, like, she's not the perfect girl. She's not like the box standard. This is what, like, every dude I think that was like Tenchi Tokyo, where you saw the chick who was just like, this is a chick that every dude would be like, yeah, this is the standard line.
Yeah.
I think Ryoko's role is that she's the one that she's the unrequited love. Like Tenchi would like in like any other context, like he wouldn't go for her, but she's the one that likes him. Would you say is more?
Well, I mean, it ended with
description
her
of her
and him,
character.
though.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, it ended with the space pirate and him.
Oh, good.
So, but
While.
to be honest, like, her character is, like, more strong
Yeah.
and direct, and she knows exactly who she is, if at the same time she doesn't. Like, she acts the way she wants to act, because she's, like, you know, confident with herself, at least. I don't know what that would be considered, in all honesty. You don't really get a lot of leads
not really
like that
trope.
anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we also got Ayaka, the princess from who was
She's definitely more tsundere.
Yeah, she's 100%.
Yeah, you're
way
right.
more
I was
suited.
I was getting the two of them mixed up. Yeah, she's definitely because I remember her hitting him in the head a lot.
Yeah. She was the tsundere.
She was the
That
princess.
was-
She was the princess who got stuck in a bad situation until she learned to live with it.
Yep. And then there's Sasami, her sister. Minoshi. I don't remember who she is.
Minoshi is the space cop who had extremely bad luck.
Oh yeah, it says here she's ditzy, clumsy, despite being highly intelligent. Oh yeah, she's the
Yeah.
clumsy one.
Yeah, she's
Another great
shockingly
trope.
smart. There's been moments through Tenchi where you'll see her do a thing and it's just like, I didn't think at all you would know any of this. When did you? How did you? But she's so clumsy that you would always forget about it.
Yep. And then there's Washu, the wacky scientist.
Oh, Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Yeah, Washu, the one I wouldn't mind, but that's definitely a scenario where it's just like I'm probably not gonna be around after that one.
Yeah, it's like it's what I want, but I'm gonna die early.
Because
Science.
Washu is another girl who knows what she wants, but she's also a mad scientist. So
She's
you'd-
she's probably the closest thing to a yandere we're gonna get.
yes, in terms of Tenchi, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm gonna have to look
Yeah.
that one up on the side, actually.
I'd say
Here's the
more or less.
thing, like, the tropes of harem were still being worked out. So, like, the thing about shows now is that a lot of it, like the thing is, even though the females, like I said, like, the main protagonist is a fucking washboard of personality, but the girls usually just have one personality.
Well, no, the only reason why I say that is I'm trying to remember bits and pieces of Tenchi in Tokyo, because I feel like something happened in Tenchi in Tokyo where it's just like, yeah, there's definitely a character that's like a little bit more yawn, but I think Washu is the closest we're gonna get.
Yeah, as far as Tenchi Muyo is concerned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, as I was saying before, though, like, a lot of the characters in Tenchi Muyo, like, the girls had, like, may have had a specific defining character, but they were a mix of everything to a degree.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Like-
fact that Ryoko is like we're having a hard time pitting a trope onto her, it's because like, oh no, because she was a character, not
She
a
was
trope.
she was a character.
But I think
Like,
that's what
and that could be said about, I guess that could be said about a lot more older harem anime, because there was no set in stone formula, but now everything is so formulaic that they're just like, we can't have these two acting the same because then it's going to be too repetitive. And then
Yeah,
pet
'Cause-
characters are just one-dimensional.
Because
Yeah.
at the time, Love Hina hadn't descended from the mountain to decree the 10 Commandments of harem anime.
Yeah. Oh man.
But I think that's
I'm
what
sure we
makes-
could. I am positive that we can fucking pinpoint every single one of those girls.
But I feel like that's
Oh,
what
yeah.
makes Tenchi Muyo so special in terms of harem, is the fact that like the female characters were just that. They were characters. They were like well developed, pretty well written. Like each and every one of them, even if they weren't love interests, every single one of them, like for Muyo, for Tokyo, for Saint's Tale, like well maybe not Saint's Tale, but for like definitely Tokyo, Muyo itself, Ryuyoki, each girl that popped in, they had a thing that kind of defined them, but they were just people first, opposed to like, yeah, she's gonna go,
personality.
yeah, a personality, or like, hey, she's just instantly gonna go after this dude, even though she met him for like 2 seconds, not even half
Yeah.
a second.
Back in the
Unlike-
day, a harem protagonist had to work for his ladies.
yeah, they didn't just show up at his door.
Yeah.
Unlike Monster Monsume. I don't
Hey,
like to take-
that's a piece of art.
No, I enjoyed it, but yeah. Speaking of characters that are more like less personality, more like here is character with character trait.
Well, I kind of feel like Monster Musu sort of falls into that too, where it's just like, well, at least with the main character, he sort of has a trait. He
He
has
has one trait.
He has a strong sense of will. I'll give him that much.
Actually, no, he has 2 traits.
Yeah,
he is indestructible,
And
and he likes legs.
He
He's
has
also
three-
pretty strong, like
yeah.
in terms of like, because he could be indestructible and just a weak piece of shit. No, he can fucking launch a bitch.
That's
He-
true. He did punch 2 people through a door.
Yes,
He did.
down a hallway at that.
Down a
Oh,
hallway and then through a door. I was like, all right.
But the reason why I would kind of say that he's also a main character that has traits, like sure there's not like a lot of them. You do see that he will go out of his way to at least protect the girls that he's hosting in his house.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
he does care.
And
And,
he's-
that's usually the trait of the main characters, that they are kind.
Yeah, but he
Yeah.
is also extremely aware about how much these chicks want him. And he's
Yeah.
like, if it wasn't for this thing,
Yeah,
He
if it
probably-
wasn't for the fact that Smith is just like, oh, don't fuck any of them.
He would have fucked at least one of them.
maybe
'Cause
2 or
one
3.
of them,
I'm sorry, like 2 or 3 hands down.
yeah, he would have definitely like the. God, yeah, there's the plot. The thing is, the plot for the show is what's keeping him from doing them, is because the Japanese government hastily threw together a bill so that way humans and like
In the
Ha-
mixed species.
interspecies humans can like
Demi-humans.
There we go.
demi-humans can like live together, and as a result they cannot in any way, shape, or form cause harm to one another. So, and he cannot have sex with who was the first character, the Lamia, Snake Girl, because what? Mia. Like, he cannot have sex with her at all because the act of doing so would break her virginity, and that would break the law. And like, he is constantly being monitored by the government not to have sex, but with anyone, which is hilarious because he's like, okay, Snake Girl's like, nah, we do this.
Nah, we break in all the laws.
Yeah, it's like
End this, Hyman.
Me.
She just shows up. She just comes into his room in lingerie. You want to do some crime?
Oh no, I feel like that would no Arachnarera wouldn't do that. She would literally just tie him up and kidnap him
Yeah, she's already done that.
multiple times. But she would literally tie him up, kidnap him. You won't
That's
see him
literally
until
how
the
she's
next day.
introduced, is by kidnapping him.
But yeah, no, like I said, like the biggest reason why I brought him up is just because like he is a character who is just like not held back by being dense. He's very aware. It's just that the situation that is in that country is what's limiting things, which is like, all right, I can't badger you.
It's
too
better.
much.
Yeah, you
Well,
can't
except-
bash him as much.
Except for that part where Smith shows up later on, and is like, oh, by the way, you gotta marry one of them.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. She said that they're trying to work to get the human relations better, And a good way to push that would be for someone to marry a demi-human, and so that's why they're kind of pushing it on him, because I can only assume that he has the best relationship with a demi-human at this time, because you don't know it for sure, but they don't show any other humans and demi-humans together. If anything, the only other humans they really show more often are the people he punched in the face who just don't give a fuck.
Well, they're just a recurring character, but
Yeah.
we do get to see other foster families, like
Yeah,
Nara's family.
Yeah.
But yeah, but that's what I'm
And
saying.
then-
They don't really show it, but when they do, it's not good.
Oh yeah, no, and chances are, yeah, you're right. It's like, hey, this guy's the only one who's like a decent person.
Yeah, well, it's because he sees them as actual girls
Yeah.
and not anything else.
And if it's
That's-
not
yeah.
if it's not that he's the only one, it's probably he's the one with the highest odds of like being being as considerate or being as open-minded. There we go. That's the thing. Being as open-minded, unlike like some of these other people, or they might have like a demi-human bias, where it's just like we only want Lamias. No, he's handling a Lamia, a Centaur, a Dullahan, a
he's
mermaid.
literally
He's
juggling like 8 different types of demis.
a
when
harpy,
pe-
a slime girl.
yeah, when everybody else has just one.
And then he's also encountered other demi-humans and negotiated their situations.
Yeah, like I think Poppy says like that her foster family, just like forgot about her or something.
Yeah.
How do
something
you
like
how
that.
do you
I
even
forgot what hers
forget
was.
about, like, first off, piece of shit.
or they
Why
were
would
just,
you
like-
even?
Or it was just like they just like kept losing her because she wanders off.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was
that's what
something like that.
She
It
kept
wasn't,
wandering off.
yeah.
So
Poppy wasn't
Yeah.
Poppy's wasn't bad. It was just that Poppy, like the harpy nature, was like extremely strong in her.
Yeah, Poppy is Poppy.
Yes.
So I think the show more so does kind of the just like, yeah, one personality trait, one flaw.
Yeah.
And for Mia, it's that she's incredibly romantic, but she's obsessive and jealous.
Yeah.
And there's Poppy, who's happy and cheerful, but she's dumb.
But like in terms of like the harem anime, that one I would say like Mon Musu would be like in terms of like going from like protagonist like or like main dudes or main person in general. That one's definitely a middle of the line where it's just like this one's good because there's a lot of situations that explain why this guy's not doing anything or he's not extremely dense, unlike what's his face from Infinite Stratos where he is extremely dense or he's just like very dumb about it. And then you got like Tenchi, which that one's an older one, so like that one, like you said, didn't have the Ten Commandments that we have now.
Yeah.
Which I would put that at like the height of like harem animes, whereas like everybody has like a characteristic about them that makes them more human, that makes them more like not relatable, but like they have a thing where it's just like okay, they're cool, or they're chill, or shit like that, but like they're not like all about this one thing.
So keep it on this train. So sorry.
Oh,
go ahead.
no.
No, yeah, like
Good.
actually,
I was gonna-
Freddy's the most inexperienced here in terms of harem.
Yeah, harem anime. I never really got into that.
Do you have
much.
any questions going like right at the moment, or like have you like is there any like?
I mean, not really. It's just that. I mean, there's like some animes. I guess I could stretch and say, oh, it's kind of harem. Like Steins Gate is a little.
Yeah,
bit
you can
harem-ish.
definitely say that.
I could definitely see that.
I don't-
And I've never
And,
seen.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't
Steins
think
Gate.
I haven't seen Steins Gate at all, so I can't.
Oh, you really should. It's like
It's
one of my
been
favorite
It's
on
like
my list.
it's like it is literally a top tier anime. Like no joke, it is top tier.
I think it's number 2 on my anime list.
Let's see, it is.
At least it was the other night.
I mean, things change, but let's see. Top anime.
It does.
Is Steins Gate number
Yep,
2.
Number 2.
there we go.
Yeah, I'd say I think Steins Gate is probably one of the things where calling it a harem anime is a stretch, but there's definitely probably a lot of people who ship the characters.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, especially because like second half of the series, he winds up going out on dates with all the different girls.
Oh my god!
Well, not all of them,
So
but like
he
2
solid
of them.
snakes it.
So it
Yes.
turned into.
And then he
harem
has like his
anime.
main love interest, and I mean it's based off the visual novel, so of course you're gonna have to get
Yeah.
those stupid things in
Yeah.
there.
I always forget about that. that it's a visual novel.
I still need to finish that visual novel.
I think occasionally it comes up on PlayStation Network store. It's like, hey, Steins Gate. I'm like, oh, right.
The PlayStation's like, hey,
thing.
you're a fucking nerd.
No, it's more like, hey, everything's on sale. I'm looking through the sales. Oh, Steins Gate's on sale again.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do agree with Freddy that there are some animes out there that you can stretch into harems. It's just that I think what makes it a stretch is the fact that they're not like harem focused. The harem would be like the harem is just like a subgenre and not even a strong subgenre in that series.
Mhm.
Which I think that's the other reason why like some of them would be really good like as harems because they don't focus on it as much as like some of these do.
Like
Yeah.
the other day, I was actually asking Freddie, like, would you consider Fruits Basket a harem? To which Freddie's like, I don't think I've seen that.
Oh yeah, no, I remember because you're like only two of them are interested in her.
Yeah,
and everyone
only
else
two.
is just like there.
But the thing is, like, it's more of a family oriented like group of guys, but also girls, and it's not like they want to be with her. Only the main three have something going on, and then everyone else actually has a romantic interest in other people. So it's not like, so I don't know if I would consider it a harem, because like it's more of a love triangle with sprinkles of other love like stories going on the side.
Yeah, it's a full blown romance.
Yeah, it's a romance, so I don't think I would consider it a harem, even though the main character is surrounded by a lot of guys.
It's also listed on the Wikipedia list of hentai anime. Sorry, harem anime.
Hentai anime is for another podcast.
No,
It's totally
it
different.
actually is listed as male harem is Fruits Basket.
Really? Who says so?
Wikipedia.
Wikipedia. Well, Wikipedia, we know, can't be wrong.
Yeah, true.
I feel
I mean,
like
yeah,
that one's
but-
an extreme stretch.
If anything, I'd rather go to the Fruits Basket wiki. I'm gonna do that.
Also, now I'm thinking about it too.
Front page it says this is a harem anime.
This one isn't so much so as a stretch because I feel like it fits. But now the more and more I'm thinking about it, the more and more I'm like, is it a zombie or am I a zombie? Korewa zombie desu ka?
Oh,
It's
is this
like
a zombie?
yeah, is this
Yeah,
a
is
zombie?
this a zombie?
It's yeah, it's a harem, but like I don't think it would. It's like strong on the harem. I think it's stronger on the comedy and the action.
Yeah, it's kind
Yeah,
of
it's
a background element.
Yeah, it's a very strong background element because the dude has his interest, which I'm pretty sure, and I haven't like read the light novel, but I'm pretty sure she's interested in him as well. It's just she can't talk, or else kills people. And then I think like maybe like one or two other people are interested in him, or like maybe most of the main female cast is. It's just that they don't show it strongly. But it's way more a comedy than it is a harem. It's a glorious comedy.
I had a really stupid moment where I'm like, what's that genre where it's it's harem but it's just one guy and one girl? I'm like, oh right, that's called a romance.
Damn.
I'm like, what's the one where it's just a love story about two people? Oh, right.
Oh my god.
Do you want to know what it's called when there's like a lot of suspense in it? Drama.
What's that one where it's really scary and there's no romance?
Horror.
I just looked, like, there's no information as to whether or not it's a harem, but looking at like the general consensus of things, Fruits Basket is still considered a reverse harem, which is still just a harem, but you know, with men.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because it's
Men.
based off of being surrounded by other guys, but I feel like it should be romantically linked, because if you think about it, if everyone's bisexual and you're all just sitting in a room together, is that a harem?
No, it's an orgy.
All right, everybody, take your socks off.
All right, now here's one I kind of want like Pete's like I guess, opinion on. I like
My expert opinion on.
well, opinion, expert opinion, whatever you want to call it. I like this one just because the action in it is good and there's like some moments in it that I did enjoy. Sekirei.
I need to look it up. I can't remember.
It's a fighter, well, kind of fighter. Chicks are fighting each other in that one. It's not. Actually, hold up. Are their clothes blowing off in this one? It is labeled ecchi. I don't remember. I don't remember.
I think
if that
the
was a
answer
thing.
is yes.
I don't remember fully. If
Let's
that was a thing.
see. Sekirei. Oh my
Right.
god, I haven't seen this in so long. I don't remember much of it.
You don't?
But,
Okay.
I mean, I just remember like this. Listen, how long ago did this come out?
This
go-
came out in 2010. So 10 years
Yeah,
ago.
20.
At least the anime came out 10 years ago. The manga was
started in
probably
2004.
yeah. I would say the manga's been around for a hot minute. I remember reading it.
So I don't think I cared for it too much because I only really watched a few episodes.
Okay.
And then I kind of dropped it.
Okay, I was
So,
Oh.
because I think here's the thing, when I was like 20, I guess when it came out. God, I'm old.
when he was a young boy.
Like, yeah, my father took me into the city to see a harem anime.
God.
Anyway,
It's the most awkward situation I've ever heard of. I'm gonna have nightmares.
you're welcome. But like I don't think I was really looking for harem anime back when I was 20. Nor am I looking for it now. In all honesty, it just kind of comes across me now. Like
Well-
I'll look at the premise of something and be like, yeah, I'll watch this. This looks funny, and it just turns out to be a harem. I think that's what my thought process was then, which I find hilarious because of just how many harems I watch. I feel like it's like I may not actively search it out, but it is apparently
It's
my thing.
subconscious.
it just finds
It is
you.
my-
You don't find it.
It does.
You're just magnetically charged.
Yeah.
Which that is kind of my process too, where it's like I don't look for it, but Sekirei landed in my lap because I was in like a weird action binge, and in terms of like a harem that just surprised me, that was one of them. Because
Yeah.
I wasn't ready for the harem to, and it happens in like episode 1 and 2. So it's just like it's
The
very
harem
upfront.
like just develops.
Yeah, well,
Immediately?
not immediately, but it's just like you can see the beat happen. You can see it going to happen. Like you can see that it's going to happen at some point in time. That this is going to make like a shift, where it's just like this is going to go from what you thought it was to what it really is. But it's
Yeah.
still about the action, and it's still about its story.
And it but it just has harem as a type of back burner.
Yes.
I feel like that could possibly hinder like that's the thing. I didn't really care for it because in my opinion, I didn't think it knew what it wanted to be. Like, I mean, I'm sure the story is probably really good, but I just couldn't get to it because like my brain like when watching it was like action, but then it switches to harem and I'm just like it's jarring
Yeah.
for me.
Okay. Yeah. That's
So I think that's why I didn't stick with it is because I didn't really care for the conflicting things happening.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to get your opinion on it because they had to do all like a good chunk of it in 13 episodes. Sorry.
Like I'm all for like a show like having like some sort of thing going on and it also being a harem.
Yeah.
Like that's cool, but like you need to know how to mix it. And if you like that show, that's all you, bro.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Just not my cup of tea.
They didn't do it in 13 episodes. They did it in 2 seasons. 12 episodes for the first season,
24?
13 for the second. So
25.
And then they had a episode 0. But
So 26.
But yeah, no. So they still had to cover a lot of ground that the manga was able to cover because of reasons.
Yeah.
I think the other thing that kind of pulled it through for me was the fact that it was by a studio that I knew well enough because I did watch Dog Days.
Dog Days. I love Dog Days.
Which
I feel like it kind of got slow in season 3, but I love the first 2.
yes.
So good.
But yeah.
Not a harem though.
No,
but-
not.
But it's a great isekai when isekais were starting to, become a thing.
Yeah, let's put that
like
one. Let's put that one on the list because I got opinions on these guys.
All right,
Is
we'll
that-
we'll
is
we'll
that
put that.
Trapped in MMO.
That's Dot Hack original.
Yeah,
Basically.
yeah. Like
Gotcha.
this is literally just a guy gets summoned to another world because he's athletic, and it's like there's no real conflict. It's like there are these. You know what? We'll talk about it another time.
Obviously, that's why I was like,
that's a good topic.
let's save that
Yeah.
one for later because I
yeah,
do
we'll
have
we'll,
I
we'll
do
talk
have
about
opinions.
isekais one day.
Yeah, I do have opinions on that.
But to go back to what I was saying about like how like a lot of times I'll just like find the premise of something and then it just turns out to be a harem. I want to lead into that with what I think is my favorite harem at the moment. Now, here's the thing. You wouldn't think it was a harem, but it sure does turn into one. And it is called My Next Life as a Villainess. All Routes Lead to Doom. Has anyone here ever heard of that or seen it?
No.
So I started. I'm still working through it. Started going through
Alright.
it because you told me about it.
Yes, you
I've
need
seen-
to. Everybody's
episode
homework
1.
here.
And it
Everybody's home. What? Oh, continue.
Yeah, I've seen episode 1, and it is definitely one of those like I was just like, oh, this is just gonna be about someone having like a very shit life for like a hot minute, and then it's just like, oh, this dude shows up, and then that dude shows up. I was like, wait, this is a harem, isn't it?
This, like, I will just say that you guys have homework. You need to watch at least the first 3 episodes, because that is like the opening to the series. Like after the first, because the whole thing is, the premise displayed was that this is a girl who is a spoiled brat, mind you. She's like 5 or 8, between 5 and 8. I cannot for the life of me remember.
Sorry,
And
what's it called again?
it's called My Next Life as a Villainess. All Routes Lead to Doom, or you can just look up Next Life as a Villainess, just in general.
Okay.
So, the show is about it starts out with a very bratty girl who is a total Angelica Pickles, if you know what I'm saying.
God, that
And-
is such a specific thing that only targets like a very specific age group.
It's and it is a perfect description of what she was.
It is.
And she is just the most bratty child, and is part of a rich family. So she's just a spoiled brat who just bosses around her maids and everything. But then one day she trips and smashes her skull, and as a result, she gains the memories of her past life, which is her as a otaku girl who loved, like, you know, dating sims and stuff, but she was like a nerdy girl. And because she has her memories flood back, essentially that personality of as a character comes back. So she's just like, oh my god, that was my past life. Oh man, but hey, I'm this person now. And then she gets up and everybody's just like, oh man, are you okay? And she's like, oh yeah, thanks for being concerned and whatnot. And then everybody's like taken back because she's like thanking people like she's a decent human would. What is this? And it's just, it goes on from there to reveal that she's actually been reincarnated into another world that is the parallel to a video game that she played, like one of those dating sims. And her character in the game is the bad guy. That's why it's called My Next Life as a Villainess, because her character is like the antagonist of the video game that she played, who caused hell for the main character. And all the endings in the game either have her being killed or exiled. So she's just like, oh no, is that what's going to happen to me? So she spends her like life preparing herself for the possibility of being murdered or exiled into oblivion, like into the country land. So she just is like learning magic and like trying to fight, and she's also learning to farm just in case she gets exiled and needs to like work for a living. So, but as a result of her personality change and her doing things, she builds the relationships up with the people from the game, aka the people around her. And they're all kids, and they're all like, you know, they all have like kind of a tragic backstory that in the game gets resolved. But because she's a new good person. Like she kind of resolves all their problems, and they're all completely different people, and the hilarity that ensues and like the friendships that she makes are just fantastic. But it's also a harem because literally every single character, male and female, are in love with her. Doesn't matter, like, because like they, it's like
Jeez.
she covers all bases.
Jesus.
And it's all
It's
because she's like, wait, I don't want to be exiled, or did.
Yeah, it's hilarious. Her priority is herself, but as a result, because of the personality that she has, she still like ends up helping people, and they end up becoming good friends that end up falling in love with her. And it's just like so funny, and it is like my favorite harem ever.
It,
Like I'm probably saying that with like beer goggles on because it's still fairly new. It ended, but the thing is, I've watched this show hasn't even been out for a year, and I've already seen it through 3 times.
Jesus, Pete.
Oh my god.
I know I have a problem.
yeah, apparently the manga is like still being made.
It is, and
God, that's
I
like
will
me
say,
and Mecca. God damn, Pete. Come on, man. At least you're on the right path. You admitted the issue.
this podcast is actually just an AA meeting for me. No, it's HA, Harem's Anonymous.
I just want you to know, I want my friend back. Harem.
I never went anywhere, Terrell. I never went anywhere.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I will say though, everyone who I've recommended this show to just like comes back to me and just says you were right. That's literally like it. Like I don't think anyone has that I've recommended it to that has watched it was like or was just like I'll watch it later. Like everyone who I recommended it to is just like I gotta watch all of this now, which is why I'm a little shocked that Terrell's like, yeah, I watched the first episode, but the first episode is like a super opener.
Yeah, but
So
I think
like,
what happened
so not
is I watched it and I instantly was like, oh, I gotta read this because I'm gonna binge this son of a bitch.
like, but yeah, like the thing is like the first few episodes are like my favorite just because of how much they delve into the characters, and I'm just like, because it's not like I said, this is a harem that has no tropes. All the characters have personality, like no joke.
Okay. Sounds good. I might
So
probably
I'll
check it
definitely
out.
check it out.
yeah, I love this show so much. I wonder where it sits on in Mao.
Is this like the new thing that's happening in anime now, where it's like I got reincarnated as? Is that gonna be the new like?
Well, that has been in this is gonna be a very short summary, but that has been the current wave at the moment.
Yeah, because there's I got reincarnated as a slime.
which is
I
really
love that
good.
show too.
I should probably check that out.
That one's really good.
But that, yeah, the thing is, like, I really should, really should just save this for the isekai, but like, Slime is another series that I've binged like 5 times.
yeah.
Yeah, and there's that other one.
Just this past 2 months, I've rewatched the entire series each month.
But Negima, that's what I was thinking of earlier. Okay, ignore me. We'll
Oh
get
my
back
God,
to that.
Nejima!
We'll get back,
Oh
we'll get
my
back to
God,
this in a hot
it's
second. Let me summarize what the thing up today is that the
Oh,
current
go
wave
for it.
right now has been kind of right now, and it looks like it's sort of petering out. We'll see. It petering out. It it has
Meing
been
out.
isekai for a little bit now, which that has been like the latest wave. I don't know when. I kind of know when. I don't know why it started so heavily. I'm not sure what the exact trigger was.
For what?
Yeah, isekais being like the.
Oh,
biggest
I know what the trigger was.
thing. I want to say it was SAO, but I'm not.
It was.
Okay.
That's the thing. SAO, even though it technically isn't an isekai, was the trigger because because it was so popular that it made people want to. It like inspired a lot of people to start making other shows, and then companies started taking note of that and started making like dollar store versions.
Yeah. So yeah, so it's been like that for a hot minute now. It looks like we're finally hitting a plateau where we're not just getting flooded with these. And I've a friend of mine that he knows that I don't get hyped about like anime or manga without having a solid reason for it. And I'll recommend him like a few things, and lately most of which have been isekais, but they've been like the like mangas, not like the anime isekais, because the anime isekais they will either be like flat as all hell, or there'll be something about them that makes them somewhat good. Unless we're talking about Dot Hack, which Dot Hack original is the best. I don't. Someone fight me on that one. So yeah, it's like we hit a plateau. It's not like anything too big. You have a few here or there.
Yeah, I'm saying there's the Saga of Tanya the Evil.
I don't know what the fuck is wrong with me. I want to watch that show so much, and I haven't not even
Yeah.
like put it in my list of things to watch.
I've been reading it and I kind of fell off the boat on that one. But so yeah, back to Negima, which is actually, honestly speaking, now that I think about
As soon as you said that, a flood of memories
yeah,
just jumped
so
into my brain.
so cause I was like, in the back of my head, I was still stuck up on the like finding like people that you could just point at and be like, this is that, this is that, this Negima. Negima has each and every trope in it. Ironically enough,
That's because
it
like,
has enough of a
it has
cast.
every trope and then
Yeah.
some, because there's like what 30 girls. How many girls are there? It's an
Uh,
entire big ass classroom of girls.
I wanna
like,
say
and every single
bordering-
girl has like investment in this. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I want to say you're bordering like maybe 25 to 30, maybe 35, because it's not just a class. There has been like some chicks just outside where it was just like, yeah, we're on this boat, and it's like, holy shit.
And you're just like, oh, okay.
Um,
like the thing is, I thought the show was hilarious growing up, and I wasn't really in it for the harem experience. It was more for the
comedy, for the action.
Yeah, the
It
comedy was
so good.
hilarious. It was
It
great.
was so good.
Have you seen the sequel?
Yes, I have. I'm already up to date on
UQ
it.
holder?
Yeah, I'm already up to date on it, buddy.
I am not. I haven't even
His
started
his
it, 'cause, like,
grandson is a kick ass. Like he's an idiot. He's straight up an idiot. Like
oh no.
So what's the premise of this one?
of
Oh shit, we've been talking about this like everybody knows.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh no,
so,
Terrell, we fucked
yeah,
up.
all right. I got this. So
You
UQ
take it.
Holder is the sequel to Mao Sensei Negima, which takes place some X amount of years later. It's well after the story.
Don't
No,
even
no,
talk
I'm
about that.
talking
Talk about Negima.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking about.
I thought we were talking
Yeah.
about. Oh,
No, they don't even know what
Oh!
Negima is.
all right.
Yes.
Yeah.
I kind of know
Alright.
it.
I've heard of it.
Sorry, I jumped the gun. I was riding that
Bitch-
bullet off of
Bitch
45.
don't know about Negima.
So Mao Sensei Negima is, God, I gotta paint this one in a good light right now because it is a funny ass anime. Ignore the harem thing. It's very funny, but it's about
like even the premise is interesting because it's like magic.
yeah. So the premise is like this kid who grew up with magic, and his father is a badass. He's like what the thousand spell mage or whatever they called him.
Yeah, he's called the 1,000 Spell Mage, which is hilarious in of itself.
So he's been trying to live up to his father's legacy, been heavy on the studying, and he is so smart that as a kid he became the teacher of a high school.
He's
of a
10
class
years
in high
old, by
school.
the
Yeah,
way.
he's 10.
Which made it very awkward for me when I was watching
the
this.
reasons why I said ignore the harem thing, just look over that one. You're gonna have to
Yeah,
bear and grit
please
it.
look over that.
Yeah, you're gonna have to bear and grit it because the comedy makes it worth it. The comedy makes it hella worth it. So he's pretty much just teaching just a normal ass class of just high school girls. I don't even know if the school was like an all girl school or not. They never cover that one.
I think it was an all girls
It was
school.
okay, because I would say it's either that or like the class was just nothing but chicks. But each of the
Yeah,
chicks had like a weird.
there were no dudes.
Yeah,
It was all
yeah.
girls, so it had to
Like
be.
each of the chicks also had like a very weird quirk. Like one of them was literally an android. Which we don't cover.
Yeah.
We don't cover that one for like a solid like 15 episodes or so. But like essentially each episode kind of dealt with one chick per, but they all were like mixed, so to have a cohesive story because something was happening in the grand scheme of things. And eventually all these chicks like have some magic or are able to use magic at some point in time as all this shit's going on. But it's like the class is composed of like an android, a fucking vampire, some chick who doesn't even know she's like some weird magical space queen, Um,
There are 32 girls.
32.
I
Thank
just
you.
looked it up.
Thank you. Yeah.
I feel like
Oh
I
Yeah.
feel
my
like that's the name
God.
of a different anime.
Yeah.
So this chick doesn't know she's a space queen.
Well, that one's actually part of like the grand story. I'm not gonna lie. So you kind of don't suss that one out for a while. But like each chick had a thing, and then like the vampire kind of plays into Negi's like thing because she met his father.
And was defeated by him.
Handedly. Um, and shit like that. And then because of the magic power that Negi has, caused some hilarity. Like whenever he sneezes, he strips people.
Because he has a powerful
He
sneeze of
sneezes
magic.
so hard that the wind pressure strips anybody in front of him when he sneezes. It is
Okay, I'm reading the overview of it, and yeah, I see what you mean about the whole him being young, but the comedy is meant to be like it plays it off.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
It really does.
The
because,
show is very funny.
yeah, because
like that's
the
why I
biggest thing
stuck
is,
around.
Like, all these chicks, all these girls are like, you're 10, you're younger than us. We kind of gotta look out
Yeah.
for you. But then like because of like the many scenarios that happen, they each learn that it's like, no, we can trust him to kind of like if shit really goes down, which it does like 3 or 4 times throughout the series, where it really starts barreling south, or like
Yeah,
they're
like shit
well
gets
out of their
some shit
water.
can get really bad, like to the point of dying characters and shit.
Yeah, and he
Oh,
would
Jesus.
come in and literally save them.
Yeah.
But it's like the action when it hits.
Not only that, the action was great.
Oh my god! When they get
Like
to
the whole-
the karate tournament, like it's you just watch it. Just watch it. If you've never seen it, watch it. I will never. This is what I mean when when my friends like I know you don't hype things up unless you have a reason. This is me getting hype
Yeah.
because this is a really
I-
good anime.
I
like
also like even as a kid, I loved the premise about like mages and how they have bodyguards, because the whole thing is like mages are the most overpowered people on this planet, but they have to fully and completely say their spell. So every like mage essentially has a bodyguard that will try to like it started out where they would attack the other mage to stop them from casting so the other one can destroy the other, but now every mage usually has a
fucking contingent
bot
is to a
Yeah.
degree.
Yeah, you gotta
Yeah,
have the
so-
rest of your party. You gotta have the
Yeah.
tank, the rogue, the cleric.
and towards the end all these girls end up playing kind of like a part in that,
Yeah,
like
all
as that
32 of them.
Yeah, all 32
Jesus.
end up playing a part in his party where he is the mage and they are like his defense or casters or tanks or pretty much.
But-
That is absurd.
But even with that, this kid is so smart that he's figured out ways to like just work around the fact that he is a caster. He's kind of frail. Like he has gone through some intensive training. Like,
Yeah, he's only
Yeah.
got a D6 hit die.
like at some point they do pull a hyperbolic time chamber move. No shit, not lying about this. But it is
Yeah,
in
it's-
terms of Harem, this one's probably at the top of my list. I'm sorry, like
Right.
just
It's-
strictly for the comedy though. Like,
and it's only
No, yeah.
26 episodes, so
Well, yeah,
That's
if we're
pretty
going if we're going in terms of quality of the show, Nejima is like up there for Harems.
it is a show with some good quality to it, and it was good enough to have a sequel, happen, because UQ Holder, not only did it start as a manga, became an anime solely because the hype just built up on it. And UQ Holder
I
is
am
the same
so
damn story.
surprised. You have any idea how shocked I was when I heard that that was coming out? I was like, oh my god, Negima hasn't been a thing for like 15 years almost.
Yeah. It started like there was an OVA in '08, which means that the anime started like like '05 maybe, '04, I'm not sure. But yeah, that one's definitely up there on my list. I got
Also,
another
do you know
one,
who-
but I think this one flies under a
know
lot of
who-
people's radars.
do you know who the creator of Nejima is?
Not off the top. Well,
Yes.
I know the guys who did the
the-
animations and shit. That's Shaft.
No, the manga.
Oh, I don't remember off the top of my head.
You'll know.
It is
who
the
it's the creator,
Love
of.
Hina.
Yeah, it is.
Oh,
That's
probably
yeah.
why there's like you're able to. That makes sense.
That's probably why there's harem in it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it says let's see. Well,
I completely forgot all about that until you said, "Do you know who the creator is?" I was like, "Oh fuck."
yeah, he stated that he specifically wanted to do something different from Love Hina. That's why
And
Negi is prepubescent, and many of the scenes are subverting awkward like tropes.
yeah,
Yeah.
like but they're definitely still there, but it's not the focus though.
Yeah.
I might have a quick one, and I'll only say this because this might have flown out. Like, I wouldn't expect Pete to have watched this.
All right, what is it?
Van Dread.
I feel offended.
Van Dread.
Van Dread.
It is
me
a
see here.
harem. It's a mecha harem. Let me put it that way.
Oh, it's a mecha. I'm probably not seeing it.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I wouldn't expect him to have seen this. It is a.
Yeah, I'm not a mecha
It's an
fan.
interesting.
Oh, this
It's an
one.
interesting harem because the kind of premise to it is the fact that like so both genders live on separate planets and there's a war happening between men and women.
So it's like Earth, but in space.
Well, kinda. I'm gonna delve a little bit further into this one. They're like light years away from Earth, but Earth does play a part in the story.
Oh.
But so I don't remember exactly because that was an explanation that happens later on. But all the men live on one planet, and yes, they do replicate, reproduce. Sorry.
By budding?
Not by budding. I fucked that up. They do reproduce. I don't remember how they explain that one, but the same story with the women. The women are all on one planet, and they do reproduce. So, in the course of this war, our main character, Hibiki, kind of sneaks onto one of the new ships, because he's like, alright, I'm gonna prove myself. So, cutting to, like, a war scene, like, one of the battlefields and shit like that, they found him, threw him in the rig, yada yada yada. Ship kinda, sorta has a bad time. And they get jumped because they got jumped by like female space pirates. It's literally nothing but females on that ship.
We're back to space pirates.
Oh.
Yes, I'm interested now.
There's one character in that show that I will guarantee that Dale would be all about because yes, her chest is pretty large.
Is it the blonde girl?
Yes. So
yeah, I looked it up. The first thing I noticed on the Wikipedia page was like, oh, that's some titties.
Yeah. So
Space
the
pirate titties.
So I'm gonna gloss over things. I don't perfectly remember this because I haven't watched this since like, oh my god, like 04, 05. Shit happens. He hops into a mech. He's able to like just fight off some shit because like some weird ass aliens show up and they're just wrecking shit on both parties. The female space pirate ship fuses with part of the male ship, which creates one badass looking spaceship, and Hibiki and two other dudes are stuck on the ship. Hibiki has a love interest with this chick named Dita. That's the pink-haired one. And in the anime, they kind of paint it like he has it's not just Dita, it's the blonde-haired chick and the chick with the blue hair that are all about him. So it's not like a harem per se, but it is a harem.
But based on what I said before about Fruits Basket, it's the same thing.
It's the same thing. It's a bit of a stretch, but it's actually a stretch that is more tangible.
Yeah, because I'm actually not sure why this was listed on the list of harem anime, because on its individual page it says comedy, mecha, space opera.
It is a space opera. It is a very good space opera.
Do love me some space opera.
So, but it's one of those, like, I think this also kind of defines like a bit of a stretch, but this one's more tangible. Is the fact that like, yeah, it's a harem, but it's more of like a four-way, but which eventually turns into a five-way, because they pick up some random chick that was from Earth that falls in love with Hibiki, but then she eventually drops it because she got, she learned. Come here, dog. My dog was scratching. My dog was scratching on the door.
She learned how to roll over.
My dog was scratching. No, Sophie's not around anymore.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But no, it's Kai. He likes to scratch on my door all the time. Come here, you. So, yeah, it's a mecha, and I wouldn't expect most people who aren't fond of mechas to have known about Van Dread in terms of like harem anime. But it is one of those like, this is a harem that would fly under people's radar, but it is a pretty decent anime. It's an even better manga because the manga doesn't paint it as a harem as much as the anime does.
Well, you gotta cater to the lowest common denominator when it comes to anime.
Yep, that's what it does. Because it showed up here in the States and it was on not HBO. It was on some channel, Because I remember
I was about to
watching
say,
it. It
what?
was dubbed.
Yeah, I
It was
was gonna
dubbed.
say.
It had enough. It had enough want apparently. I guess.
Are you sure it wasn't on like the Sci-Fi
No,
channel?
100% was on Sci-Fi.
Oh, I think I know what it was.
What?
English Network G4 Tech TV. Oh no, that's Canada.
That's Canada. No, it was not on G4 either. It was definitely on like one of the it wasn't HBO. I don't remember the name of the channel.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what other channels had anime that weren't HBO, Cartoon Network.
Nah, it was
Sci-Fi.
it was when we had Comcast at the time, and it was definitely one of those like 300 numbered channels. But
Oh, that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had that.
that was a sneak harem for me, where it was just like don't know anything about it, but it was pretty damn stretchy on the harem thing.
Yeah, before when you guys were going on about isekais and stuff, I was just imagining, I'm like, I just want like an anime that like it starts off as like this serious thing where it's like we've got to defeat the demon lord or whatever, and then like towards the end it just turns into a harem anime out of nowhere. Like it just starts slowly building up characters.
It's not a harem, but there is definitely an anime
Yeah,
that I know.
think there's, like,
that is
3.
exactly what you just said.
Yeah, I think there's like 3 I could think of.
Yeah, and then it like turns out the demon lord's like this hot chick, and then like he has to marry one of them.
There might be one I know of, but I'm not entirely
Oh
sure.
man,
if
I am
remember.
so mad that my dumb idea was already taken.
Oh, buddy,
Yeah.
you want to come up with another like harem idea? I might
Listen,
be able to
harems-
point it out, too.
Harems were the isekai of the yesteryear because
Oh my god, yeah,
everyone
they were.
everyone had to make a harem and it had to have some sort of catch to it
yeah.
that made it interesting and different from everyone else. That's why like everything is just like that. Like, but you know, like I said, we can get into that topic and continue this when we start talking about isekais next week. So
I think we can safely say that the true harem was the friends we made along the way.
the harem in our hearts was much more important than the harem in our pants.
I hope that's what the One Piece is. It's a harem.
Goldie Roger's still alive. Oh my god,
my
that just destroyed my view of One Piece for like 2 seconds.
That is this episode of Internet Nobodies. I am your main character, Freddy.
I'm Dale. I'm still the sassy one.
I'm the prettiest princess at the ball, Pete.
I'm still blending the shadows over here, Terrell.
And thank you everyone for watching. We'll see you next
Wow.
listening.
I mean, if you've been watching an MP3 this entire time, like, there's better things to do.
Good on
Yeah.
you.
That's
You
That's
have
better
a
things to do.
love of waveforms. Do what you love. Even
I mean that's what I've
do
been
what
doing
you
this whole
love,
time.
even if it's the metaphysical.
Catch you next time, dudes and dudettes.
Will they talk about isekai next time? Will everyone watch Villainous? Find out next time on Internet Nobodies.